Well, welcome everyone to another episode of the Mixtape Matinee Podcast. I'm your host, Cole.
And I'm Court.
And today we have a very special guest on. We have our good friend Todd Simmons on. Welcome, Todd.
Thank you.
Todd, can you introduce yourself to the audience out there and just tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Todd. I grew up out here in Utah. I've been here my whole life. I've always been a fan of music. I've never been musical in any way, though. But I've always been a fan of music. The first music I remember seeing or hearing was Kiss on TV, like Solid Gold or some old TV show like that. My parents were watching, and I was a music nerd ever since. So yeah, that's pretty much me. And then I fell in with the Three Hive group back in a long damn time ago, and I just been a fan and writing and listening and playing music for a long time.
That's cool. So how long has Radio 3 Hive been around?
We're on our third year. Three Hive itself started out as a blog back in 2004. Okay. And then we opened the record store in Provo in I think it was 16 or 17. I can't remember.
Oh, that's cool. And you know Chris Matheson, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I know Chris just because I always see him at concerts in Utah, and we end up being in line together, and we just end up talking. It's kind of funny how it'll happen.
Yeah,
he'll end up walking right up to where I'm at.
He's been a regular customer at Three Hive since we opened, and now he moonlights there every other weekend or so.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Todd, you have two different radio shows, correct? You have the Ride Along, and then you have the Virus.
Yes, that's correct.
So, if you guys are into music, go ahead and go check out Radio 3 Hive and check out these shows. Ride Along is kind of just like a free-for-all, right? And then the Virus is kind of punk and metal.
Yeah, that's right. Ride Along's kind of, I pick a few songs during the week that I'm digging on, and then I kind of try to build a show around those. It's not always as fluid as I'd like it to be, but that's kind of the gist of that. And then the Virus is just everything loud, fast, and heavy. So all of it, because that's really what I started listening to on my own when I was a kid was punk and metal.
Yeah, I think actually before I even knew that you were a DJ, like I knew about the Virus actually, I think before I knew that you had another show, just because other bands that I follow will always post about your show. So it was kind of cool when, I don't know, it was cool when you asked me and Tabitha to have a show. So that was kind of an honor. And it's cool because we follow the same people and like a lot of the same stuff. So that's why I wanted to have you on today.
Your show's called The Jackalope, is that
The
right?
Jackalope Hour, yeah.
And it's super rad. I mean, the Jackalope Hour is one of my most favorite hours that we have on the radio right now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We had Todd on, and we asked Todd to pick an album that he wanted to talk about on the podcast. And Todd, you picked the album "Wrong" by Nomeansno from 1989. Can you tell the audience a little bit about the album and kind of your experience and exposure to it?
Yeah. So this album, "Wrong" by Nomeansno, is one of my all-time favorite albums, and I like to tell people that it's the best punk rock album that's ever been recorded, which, either people know him or don't know him, and the people who do know him will maybe nod their head and kind of in agreement, and then the people who don't will be like, what the hell are you talking about? My exposure to Nomeansno was when I was a kid. I think it was my 16th birthday. If I could sidetrack just a little bit. So I grew up in kind of a strict household, but not super strict. My parents were pretty chill about most stuff, but I wasn't allowed to go to a concert until I was 16, much to my chagrin. I hated that. That rule sucked. And anyway, my 16th birthday, I went to see a show at this little club in Salt Lake City called the Pompadour, and it went through all kinds of different name changes anyway. It was No Means No and Victim's Family out of San Francisco or Santa Rosa, one of those areas. and Nomeansno out of Canada. And holy hell, man, they freaking ruled the world. They were so good. And yeah, it kind of opened my world up to other music that's out there, especially like back then you had what the radio played you, and then you had maybe what some friends might know, or like ads in Thrasher magazine and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
really, it was just kind of stumbling into stuff. And that's how I kind of found No Means No. And I've just been a crazy fan ever since. And I always kick myself that I bought a T-shirt at that show instead of a CD, because I wish I had that CD. I have several versions of it on vinyl now, but I don't have that damn CD. But anyway,
Oh, dang, that's so cool though that you were able to experience that back, when they were performing in Salt Lake.
yeah,
Um, so for those of you that don't know, so No Means No, like Todd said, they were formed in BC, I think back in 1979. It was formed by two brothers. You have Rob Wright and John Wright. Rob's on bass and John's on drums. And then they kind of had just different guitar players through the years. I think the main one was Andy Kerr.
yeah,
At least Andy Kerr is going to be the one that we're going to be talking about today, because Wrong was their fourth album, I believe. Yeah, I think fourth is the Wrong is the fourth album in their discography. So super interesting. And the band kind of went through different lineups I was looking up, and they even had a time where it was just the brothers, it was just the duo, which is kind of cool. I mean, this band is pretty bass and drum rhythm section heavy, so
oh yeah,
it kind of makes sense. I think their music kind of lends to that.
I thought it was interesting as I was looking up information about No Means No, which I had not been exposed to before. What was that in addition to being called hardcore, post-hardcore, punk meets metal kind of vibes, it's also been called jazzcore.
yeah. I was hoping
Oh,
you were
yeah.
gonna go there.
Yeah.
There's definitely an influence in jazz in their music for
Which
sure.
is really cool.
Just listening to the drums, I mean, it's so jazz leaning the way that dude plays the drums. It's crazy. They're rad.
Yeah, they're super cool. Even on the song, like I think it's Brainless Wanderer.
Yeah.
Or Wonder, Brainless Wonder, like that song. It's so jazzy. It's the third track on the album. That one's so interesting and rhythmically complex. Yeah, it's kind of cool how they write these just really interesting, intricate songs, but then it's also like seen through a punk lens,
Yep.
which is something that's really unique and something that does make this band unique in its own right. And then also you have like the Canadian humor, which is so
Yeah.
strong, because Canadian humor is its own thing. Anyway, yeah, this album is really cool and it was a lot of fun. Todd, we asked you to pick your 3 favorite songs. I know that might have been impossible, but did you pick 3 of them or?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I like all the songs equally, I think, but the ones that I think, I don't know, that stand out would be the opening track is Catching Up. Just because, I don't know, I think the lyrics are super rad. It's catching up. I'm fucked, a dead duck, shit out of luck. I don't know, man. I perfect lyrics.
And then oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the song switches like so. I mean, to start out, the chorus is super catchy, but then there's that. It's kind of a bridge section after the second chorus. It totally switches, and it's a totally different song almost. Like the riff changes, and it's so unique when that happens. And that riff's actually it's actually my favorite part of the song, even more than the main riff.
Yeah, it's that song's rad. And then the second one I picked was The End of All Things. I like that one a lot because it's got the female vocalist Danielle Gagne in there, and if you can find anything out about her, that would be great because I haven't been able to find anything out about her. All I know is that's the name of the guest vocalist on that track.
Oh, cool. Yeah, well, I'm glad that you looked her name up because I forgot to do that. So
The end of all things kind of goes well with what's going on right now, so it's kind of topical, even though this was back in '89. But everybody thought that back then too. And then the third track is "Oh No, Bruno."
Too much is not enough. Oh no, Bruno. Too much is not enough. Oh no, Bruno. Too much is not enough. Oh no, Bruno. Too much is not enough. Oh no, Bruno.
Which I think is just it's just a pummeler and yeah, just good stuff.
yeah, I love that. Those are all great tracks. Court, what were your favorite 3 for the album?
Definitely It's Catching Up. And then The Tower.
Yeah.
And then I would have to say again, Oh No, Bruno. I wanted to bring this comment up earlier before we went into the 3 songs, though. I thought this was interesting from forcedexposure.com. Apparently, this band, Nomeansno, is widely regarded as the first band to be referred to as math rock.
Oh, really?
Which I thought was really interesting. And then, this is from AllMusic. And it says, some of the most complex instrumentation you're ever likely to find in good old punk rock.
Nice. I love that.
So,
And that's pretty true. And it's just 3 dudes too, which man, they make a lot of sound with 3 guys.
Yeah, for sure. My favorite 3, yeah, I think we all decided It's Catching Up. That was one of my favorites. I really liked Tired of Waiting. I thought that was really fun.
Yep.
Just them basically complaining about things that they have to wait for. Just kind of a simple song, but you can feel the frustration, but also the just the attitude in that song, and I really like that.
Yeah.
And then my third favorite was I really love Big Dick. I think that's such a funny song. Big Dick is so hilarious. I love the dance beat on that, and the bass riff is the like catchiest thing to me on the album. I actually think Big Dick's probably my favorite song on the album.
really?
It's so funny.
Yeah, I wanted to choose that one
Definitely.
too, and I chickened out.
It's definitely satirical and making fun of my what's the word, machismo?
Well, like, yeah, masculinity and kind of like making fun of that. And I think that's why I like that a lot. And, you know, it's kind of cool because like even in punk today, there's bands doing that. Like Idols, they talk a lot about masculinity and kind of, anyway, just kind of seeing it through kind of a humorous lens. And it's really funny and it's so catchy. Just the big dick. The kind of it's almost like it could be like you could probably do like a crazy ska cover of this song too. Like you definitely could do something like that. Anyway, yeah, Big Dick's probably my favorite. I gotta say, it's a funny song. So if you guys haven't heard it, go out and listen to it, check it out. And you know, I had heard of Nomeansno, and I've listened to some of the songs, but this was like the first time that I like went through and listened to the whole album. Back in my old band, For Your Health, we were a bass drum duo, and a lot of times there would be different people that would randomly come up and say that our music sounded like Nomeansno, and I was
that's
like,
a
"Oh,
compliment.
that's cool." And then I remember I checked them out, but I never really got into them. But this album's awesome, and I kind of feel bad that it took me till now to listen to an album all the way through by them. But I'm definitely going to keep listening to them because they're super cool.
Their whole catalog's really good. There's a couple of songs that maybe aren't their best, but their whole catalog from start to finish is really, really good. I highly recommend them. And then, you know, there's so many freaking bands out there. You can't know every band. I don't know every band. I'm 51 years old. I don't know a damn thing. So,
Well, when I first was reading their name, I think I said Nomeansno.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's great that I think it's cool that they kind of combined it all in one word. It makes it kind of visually interesting to look at too, just like the band
Yeah.
name itself is kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, that's why that's why we have this podcast, is to shed light on maybe some albums that people haven't heard of. So yeah, go check this album out. So the album that I decided to pick with Nomeansno it's a band called Nopes. They're from Oakland, California. And the album that I picked is their album from 2021. And I think we were talking about it before we started. I think it's pronounced Djörk with the D silent, but it also could be Djörk, Djörk. I don't know.
Djörk.
Or Djörk. Yeah, kind of like Bjork. Anyway, that's probably, yeah, you're probably more right on that, Court, on the pronunciation of
The
that.
umlaut over the O.
Yeah.
That makes a sound. So
So would it
so,
be
yeah.
dark?
No, I think it could be. Anyway, yeah, I chose this band. So when I was researching it, I basically just went into Google and I wanted to pick an album of a band that was possibly influenced by Nomeansno. So I just Googled, something like modern albums influenced by Nomeansno. And there was a lot of albums that I had heard of, but I wanted to choose an album that I had never listened to, and this was the first one that popped up that I'd never heard of. So, super interesting band. They're a noise rock band, and the members of the band got Cole Gates on bass, Alex Patilia, I think is how you pronounce it, on vocals, Gabe Simmons on drums, and then Eggert Hansen on guitar. And yeah, this is a really good example of like a noise rock album. Me and Court were actually talking about it before we started, and I hear a lot of similarities between this and like Drive Like Jehu, and then also a little bit of Jesus Lizard. I could definitely hear some influence in there. But yeah, the vocal delivery and vocal style is super interesting. I also think that this album, the similarities between this and Nomeansno is they are doing some interesting, complex rhythm stuff, but then also having it through kind of a punk lens as well. So yeah, what were I guess, Court, what was your first initial reaction to like listening to the album?
I liked it. It's very angular, discordant, raw, punchy energy. Definitely more noise rock than
No means
no. I thought this was interesting. This is from Metal Trenches. Reviewers note the band's willingness to experiment. Classic rock and roll swagger collides with off-kilter tempos and weird noisy twists that push the boundaries of punk conventions. I thought that was interesting. And then in addition to Drive Like Jehu and the Jesus Lizard, from Alternative Control, CT.com, they drew a comparison with Hot Snakes and the Blood Brothers, which I don't think you saw that comparison as well.
I maybe it's just because Blood Brothers is so unique. It
Yeah.
just doesn't. I didn't really get that, but I could see how some people would think that. So
Yeah, I thought that the lyrics seemed to be coming from a place of anger.
yeah.
According to the band's own description, Nopes uses their songs to vent against the drudgery of work, class divisions, and the gentrifying soullessness of modern city life, which that comes from helena.bandcamp.com. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of a
The
funny
lyrics
thing for
to
them.
me were more hard to interpret
Yeah.
than than No Means No. But yeah.
Todd, what was your initial thoughts? Yeah, on the album and the band
I didn't
itself.
know Nopes. I hadn't heard of these guys before. So the first thing I did was go to their Bandcamp page, and I saw in their little bio on this album that they compared them to Drive Like Jehu and the Jesus Lizard. So I was all in. I couldn't wait to listen to it. And I don't hear Hot Snakes at all in this.
Yeah, neither do I.
And maybe that's just because the vocals in Hot Snakes is so I don't know. His vocals are, and I'm blanking on his name. Anyway, his
I don't remember
vocals
his
are
name either. Yeah.
his vocals are yeah. This anyway, and I thought this was a lot heavier than Hot Snakes.
Yeah, it definitely is for sure.
But I thought it was rad. It's very bass heavy, bass driven, which I like that a lot. The bass to the front and guitar kind of in the back a little bit with the bass, the rhythm section kind of driving it.
Yeah, which is another like it's another reason why I liked this album enough to pick it to pair with No Means
Yeah,
No,
I thought it was a good pairing. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Yeah, my favorite 3 from this album is super hard to decide, but I think the opener is one of my favorites, Pocket Square Motherfucker. So fun.
That's a great track.
Yeah, that's a great song to open the album out on. Super fun, super catchy, and super just the riff is so hard. Then the next one that I picked Under the Leather. I like that one a lot because, again, yeah, the bass riff on it is just, it just repeats over and over again. And it kind of reminds me of the Stooges, of like the Funhouse record where the bass riff is going over and over again. And then, you got just a lot of noise guitar going in and under that. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I picked Under the Leather. And then the last one that I picked, which I feel like is the song that I think closely matches to No Means No, and that's the song Lithium Hop. Because it has kind of that dance beat similar to Big Dick, and then it also has I really love how they use cowbell on that song, and the bass riff
More cowbell.
Yeah, the bass riff is so catchy on that song. So those were my 3 favorites. Todd, what was your 3 favorites on the album?
My number 1 favorite, which I felt like was the most No Means No on the track, is the last track, Synonym for Defeat. It's a 8-minute song, and it's just one of those pummeling rad tracks. And No Means No has lots of long songs on some of their earlier albums. They have a few bruisers like this one, and this one really called to me. I thought it was a great closing track, and I just loved that it kept going. 8-minute tracks sometimes can be a drag, but this one definitely was not.
Yeah, and it was hard because I feel like I loved all the songs on this album. And it was hard for me to pick those 3, but
yeah,
that's cool. So that was your number 1, and then what was your other 2?
I listened to this cranked up, by the way, on my way to work. So maybe that's why I liked that track the most, because it was when I was pulling in and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next one for me was Synonym for Defeat. Or no, that's one I already said. Sorry, Make a Long Gory Wart. That was the other one. I love the track title. And I thought that song was super catchy and real heavy, and I dug it.
Yeah, I almost picked that one for one of my three, but yeah, that one's a really good one.
And then my third one was same as yours, Lithium Hop. That song just kicks ass. It's just
Yeah, it's so fun.
yeah, it
It's
just
such a
kicks
fun
ass.
song. I actually think that might be my favorite one on the album is Lithium Hop. That one's so fun. Court, what was your three favorite?
My number one is the common pick between the three of us.
Oh yeah?
Lithium Hop.
Yeah.
Definitely a fun song. Definitely the one that I just vibe to the most. Number two, Pocket Square Motherfucker.
You said that.
I thought this one was really catchy, really fun.
Uh-huh.
And then my third one, this was the hard one for me. Probably it's either No Doze or Drink the Cat.
Oh, that was the other one that I almost picked. Drink the Cat's really cool.
Yeah,
too.
Drink the Cat is a
Yeah.
cool track.
Yeah, I'll go with Drink the Cat.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those three. Yeah, those are some good picks. too.
Under the Leather was not even in my top. Like it
That wasn't
wasn't
in your radar.
It was not even a contender.
I think it's just because I'm just such a Stooges fan, and I don't know why it just like made me think of the Stooges a little
Stooges.
bit in some way.
I didn't dislike it. It's
Right.
I mean, like you said, all the tracks are really fun on this. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is a no skipper for me. I liked every track on it.
Yeah, it was like it's been a while since I found an album just randomly just by googling something, and then it like being like all the songs are like amazing. So I think I mean I love No Means No, but I feel like I really liked this album a lot more. I think, but I think I like them for I like both of them for different reasons probably too.
I think I liked the jazz rock,
Yeah.
math rock element,
Of No Means
almost
No.
prog rock in some.
Yeah.
What are you
in some ways, I
doing?
mean
Am I going too far? Am I taking it too far?
Come on.
I appreciated No Means No. Like I think they will be added to my compendium.
And this is definitely like a band that you would normally listen to, Court. So
No, but I think because it's got that jazziness to it, it kind of tickles my fancy.
Yeah, it was a great pick. Well, yeah, and if you guys haven't heard of Nopes, definitely go check out this album. I'm not quite sure. I tried to look to see if they have. I don't think they really have an Instagram. I don't know if they still play shows or not. I couldn't find out a whole lot about the band, so hopefully they're still around. But definitely go check out this album. It rocks. It rules, and I'm glad that we were able to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, you can
Um,
still get it on vinyl from their Bandcamp page as well. Maybe it's their
Oh,
label
sweet.
page, but yeah, their vinyl's still
Yeah.
available.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely go check them out. I believe this album is off Magnet Eye Records is the label. So go check them out. Do you guys have any other final thoughts on both these albums?
Yeah, No Means No, Wrong is the greatest punk rock album ever to be recorded.
That's the final thought from Todd.
Yep.
So, for sure. Thanks for being on the podcast, Todd. We really appreciate it. And yeah, do you have stuff that you want to plug?
Let's see. I got listen to The Virus Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Listen to Radio 3 Hive. We play punk rock all day long, along with all kinds of other stuff, hip hop and electronic and whatever. We're playing it. It's all handpicked. There's no algorithm. And buy some records from 3hive.com or shop.3hive.com. How about that? And check out Blood Cannery and Zap Pack.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
well,
try to
thanks.
get Cole to plug his
Well,
stuff more.
I don't like doing that on my own show.
That's
but
fair.
I
Fair.
appreciate that, guys.
That's
Thank you.
fair.
Appreciate that. Well, yeah, thanks again, Todd, for being on, and thanks for all the music that you share on Radio 3 Hive. Definitely go out and download the app or just listen to Radio 3 Hive online, and you can check out all the great music that Todd is listening to. You can also follow The Virus on Instagram and also your own Instagram page, right, Todd? And you kind of share the track list of what you're playing every week.
Yeah, it's the Virus 666, and I do share what I'm playing every week. And then I have my normal page, Simcoe 1974, where I share what I'm listening to, and then my ride along playlist.
Sweet. Well, thanks again, Todd,
Thank
for
you.
being on.
Thank you. Hopefully this isn't the worst podcast you guys have ever done.
No, this was super fun.
No, it's awesome. It
Thank
was
you
fun.
for introducing me to Nomeansno. I feel
You're welcome.
baptized into the Church of Nomeansno.
You're welcome. Go listen to their other stuff.
Cool. Thanks, Todd.
Okay, thank you guys.